What up? This is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of The Croods, A New Age. Hey, before you watch my review, please subscribe to my channel, press that like button, and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you would like to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. It has been about 7 years since the first movie. Took them long enough to give us this sequel because if you ask me, do I remember much about the previous first installment? My answer to you is, my memory is kind of blurry and hazy. But if you also ask me, do I enjoy this follow-up? My answer to you is yes and no. The Croods A New Age has enough outlandish thrills to entertain you, especially in the third act. But getting to that point was a real struggle to sit through. I understand the whole collectivism versus individualism theme that they're going for, but at times it's as if this movie tries too hard, and the way the comedy constantly parodies the things that we have in our world today, it's just not as funny as they think it is. Directed by Joel Crawford, the Croods have survived their fair share of dangers and disasters, but now they need a new place to live. So, the prehistoric family sets off into the world in search of a safer place to call home. And that's when they suddenly discover a paradise that meets all their needs. Until, of course, they find out that another family already lives there, the Bettermans, with their elaborate treehouse, amazing inventions, irrigated acres of fresh produce, and they are more evolved than the Croods. When they take the Croods as their house guests, it's not long before tension escalates between the two families. But just when they have each other to argue about, a new threat arrives that propels both families on an epic adventure outside the safety of the wall, one that will force them to embrace their differences, draw strength from each other, and forge a future together. Voice starring Nicolas Cage, Catherine Keener, Emma Stone, Ryan Reynolds, Cloris Leachman, Peter Dinklage, Leslie Mann, and Kelly Marie Tran. So in the first movie, the Croods encounter Guy, who teaches them inventive ways to survive. And now the Croods encounter a whole family that's kind of like Guy. And in addition to being inventive, they're also tree settlers. And of course, the one that's always most resistant to change is none other than the patriarch, Grug. So I'm sure if there's a third movie someday, some other new characters will come along, and again, they will also teach them new ways of doing things, while Grug steps in and says, no, my way or the highway. Do you see what I'm getting at here? There's only so much you can do with this formula. It's the only go-to move when you have the most simple-minded protagonist, cavemen. And because of that, the slapstick jokes can easily wear out pretty fast too, as you'll notice in this film, especially when they crank up those punch monkeys. Getting a laugh out of the audiences by way of socking someone in the face, it just doesn't have the same effect that they used to, and boy, does this film keep milking it or what? Squeezing it till the last drop. Just unbearable. The only character development worth following is the one involving Guy and Eep, and both Ryan Reynolds and Emma Stone are excellent at imbuing Guy and Eep's personalities with free spirit and audacity that are engaging, while the rest of both families are busy playing games of comparisons that turn into hug it out kumbaya. But even at the end, it's Guy and Eep who really get to shine. And so, while The Croods A New Age is not necessarily a terrible movie. It is not all around awesome either. And if it winds up getting an Oscar nomination for Best Animated Feature just like its predecessor, well, you can color me surprised.